목사님 너무 떨려서 눈물이 나올 것 같아요. 제가 미국에 온 지가 68년이에요. 그러니까 여러분 나시기 전에 제가 미국 갔다고요. 그래 미국에 온 지가 그래 오래됐으니까 우리말 하기가 서툴어요. 그래서 저는 영어 편하거든. 그래 목사님한테 말씀드렸다고 영어로 해요? 한국말로 해요? 그랬더니 영어로 해도 좋다고. 그래서 저는 목사님의 허가 받고 영어로 하겠습니다. 80%는 조금은 우리말로 하고. 저희 타이틀은 아주 아름다운 타이틀입니다. God's grace in my life. 저는 이 지역에 처음 와가지고 이상철 장로님이 저한테 생전 만나보지도 않은 사람한테 모문을 해주신 장로님이십니다. 그리고 우리 교회는 이렇게 장성은 장로님 같은 분이 한인일 했던 분이 있어요. 그리고 많은 일꾼들이 많이 있습니다. 우리 교회는 정말 이 지역에 그 하나의 그 영광스러운 그 도움을 주는 팀입니다. 저의 my grace in my life, God's grace. Number one, I was born in Korea. When, long time ago, 1934. Normally people don't like to say their age, but I'm proud to say it because I'm healthy and thank God for it. And I'm proud to tell young people to live long life. When I first came to America, I had a professor who loved me like a son. He said, "Rich experience of today shall make pleasant memories of tomorrow." I had so much rich experience in America, which made me to have pleasant memory of tomorrow. Today's my experience of sharing my life story will be pleasant memories of tomorrow. I will long remember, and I hope you remember my story, because this is not my story. This God's grace in my life. I want to share that God's grace. 저의 누나들은 학교에서 1등, 2등 했습니다. 근데 저는 1등, 2등 못하고 제일 많이 한 게 3등이에요. 학교 다닐 때. 그러나 5등승은 했습니다. 그리고 대학교 다닐 때 제가 응원단장이 되었습니다. 그래서 교회를 섬길 때 저는 하나님의 응원단장이 되었습니다. I was cheerleaders for God, Jesus Christ. I served as one of the youngest interpreters for the United States Army. When I was only 16, I became interpreter for the U.S. Army. And because of that, I was introduced to Captain Edgar Phillips. And he introduced me to his mother. And she washed 2,000 shirts to make $200, 10 cents a piece. And she took it to college president and say, "Mr. Dixon, use this money to bring Gene to America." He was so touched. He gave me full scholarship. You see, I've been blessed. I came to America without any money. I went to school. I received 5 degrees. I went to 6 universities, including University of California, Santa Barbara. Served as youngest interpreter for the U.S. Army. During that Christmas time, I told my mother and sisters, I will be away maybe a week or 1 month. I will stay away to them. I never got to see them again. So, but God gave me opportunity to come to America, to serve churches in this country. Ever since 1955, I helped establish 3 churches in America. 3 churches in America. One of them, I started with 20 people. It became 500 members within a few years. In fact, it was a front page article in Huntsville, Alabama. God bless me. And we are thankful that God blessed us. We can have this church like this in America. Korean churches are the largest church group in America. And we need to continually do more missionary work around the world. I like to see Dr. Park, our choir, to sing during Christmas on television, because our choir is so good, and we're going to work with them so that we get on television. You'll become television stars. Yes, I'm going to do it. I'm not just saying it. When I say something, I do it. With the help of God, with my high school classmate, I met my lovely wife a long time ago. And ever since then, we've been married. How many years? 73 years, right? Yeah. Anyway, not 73 years, but, huh? Okay. She always keep me correct. And I love her dearly. Then I served as International Programs Director at the U.S. Department of Education. Can you imagine? Somebody from Korea not only worked for U.S. Department of Education, I was Director of International Program to promote program around the world. Then, when I was there, I got to do something for Korea. We wrote a memorandum of understanding between the United States and Korea on education exchange. Why did I do that? When I saw the American textbook, at the time, we saw Tongkuruma in the book. How can I, Korean, see that and stay there? So I decided to do something. So I sent 23 textbook writers to Korea, to Korean Ministry of Education. They trained them, and they gave them materials. Now, what you see in U.S. textbook is technology and shipping and Korean development. That's what Dr. Jin did. I need a hand. Well, why am I saying this? Those of you young people, always try to remember Korea, motherland, and do something for Korea. Whenever I see bad news in Korea, I get sick. I'm so sad that North Korea is trying to invade South Korea. And we need to pray that it will never happen. We have our families, friends in Korea. We need to do that. I want to share with you God's blessings in my life. First, I'm sharing this not trying to be proud of myself, but I'm sharing this because God blessed me. I want you to hear. In 1969, I was named Huntsville's Outstanding Young Educator, Huntsville, Alabama. That allowed me to run for state title. Then same year, I was named Alabama's Outstanding Young Educator. That allowed me to run for national. Guess what? With God's help, me, Korean, only Korean, was named one of 4 outstanding young educators of America. One of the 4. Then that news got out all over the world. And they gave, so many universities want to give me scholarship. So I received a full scholarship to go to Auburn University. And I received my doctor's degree from Auburn University in 1970, within 2 years. Nobody got the doctor's degree that short time. But I did. Not because of me, because God loved me. Thank you. Then, when I was in Huntsville, Alabama, in that Alabama, a lot of people did not have high school diploma. So I just decided to do something. Guess what? Within 10 years, I helped over 10,000 people to receive high school equivalency certificate, GED. And that got in newspaper all over the country. And President Gerald Ford heard about it and appointed me to National Advisory Council on Adult Education as Korean. Can you imagine? So, God gave me opportunity and I try to do something. Then, later, I was named Alabama's Outstanding Adult Educator of the Year. Then I gave speech all over the country. Whenever you win an award like that, so many groups invite you to speak. And I was honored to do that. Whenever I did that, they always put down Dr. Kyo-jin from Korea. I was proud that they recognized me as Korean. And I was doing something to make the world better. And I hope you young people always try to do something good for America, good for Korea. Then, federal government gave me Distinguished Service Award. Then Korea heard about it. President Kim Dae-jung gave me 국민훈장, 동백장. I still have that in my house. President of Korea heard about me, little old me in America. Yes. I went to meet him in Korea. Yes, God blessed me. I met President of Korea, every one of them, at the Blue House. Not only that, I met 5 U.S. presidents at the White House. That's me. Not one. 5 of them. President Jimmy Carter, President Ford, President Ronald Reagan, President George H. Bush, President George W. Bush. Not only I met them, but I met them at the White House. Can you imagine? Guess what my challenge was to President Ronald Reagan? When I met President Ronald Reagan, right here, I said to President Reagan, right at the White House, Mr. President, thank you for meeting with us today. In the history of America, U.S. presidents appointed civil rights commissioners and EOS commissioners. Guess how many of them were Asian Americans? He said, how many? I said, 0. Then he turned to his president's personnel. Bob, see what you can do. Mr. President, my speech is over. Within 6 months, President Reagan appointed first Asian American to Civil Rights Commission and EOS Commission. Who did it? I did it. Young people, I want to pay attention. If you live in this country, you have to do something to serve this country and serve Asian American and Korean American. That's your life mission. Don't you ever forget that. Then Lipscomb University heard about this. Lipscomb University has over 1 million alumni. 1 million. In 2010, 23 years ago, out of that 1 million, Dr. Jin was named Alumnus of the Year. Go ahead and give me a hand. I deserve to have a hand for that. Out of 1 million. Guess what? 2017, Auburn University, where they have over 2 million alumni, Dr. Jin was named Alumnus of the Year of Auburn University. You know, Auburn University is very famous on football. And I watch that every Saturday during the fall. Then, 2018, a few years ago, Friedman University, where I first came, they named me Alumnus of the Year. It's tough to get even one. Guess what? I got 3 of them. And now somebody's recommending me to receive Alumnus of the Year award from New York University. Boston University, Boston College, they don't give it, so. Anyway, then somehow Ellis Island group heard about me, and I received Ellis Island Medal of Honor. Previous recipients include President Reagan, Billy Graham, and that sort of wonderful people. Then in 1980, I was elected as the secretary of the Maryland Republican Party. There were 2 people who ran against me, and I gave the speech, and at the first ballot, I won. And that's the first time any foreign background people won that kind of position at Maryland Republican Party. As you can see, I'm a member of the Republican Party. And I worked for presidential election all the way from Reagan, Ford, Father Bush, and son Bush. Of course, I did not work for Carter. He was a Democrat. Then I was blessed by marrying my wife in 1980. She has been my faith partner and very helpful advisor all my life. In fact, she wants me to make my speech shorter, and I'm going to do that. You know, I have to obey my wife, otherwise she won't give me any food. Then in meeting the presidents, 1959, I met Eleanor Roosevelt, First Lady, at the Asian American Convention. And then President Jimmy Carter came to speak to Asian American Voters Coalition Convention. Then, when I was executive director of Topical, Alabama Regional Education Agency, I helped over 10,000 people to receive the award. And then, of course, I mentioned to you President Ford appointing me. Then Father Bush appointed me to serve at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. And son Bush, I'm not going to pay attention. No, thank you. President George W. Bush appointed me to serve as Director of Peace Corps Policy and Analysis. And Peace Corps served all over the world. Then No. 오케이. 당신이 와서 인사해. Anyway, one other thing. I testified before U.S. Congress to condemn Korean airline shutdown. And this is very important. Then I worked for Korean War veterans events in Korea 4 times and 5 times in America. And as you know, I was interviewed by KBS key people. Then I'm thankful to God. God gave me faithful Christian children. When I was Assistant Superintendent for Education Technology of this group of Columbia Public Schools, I was able to help nation's school system. Currently, I'm serving as Chief Executive Officer for the ebook e-learning Africa. So I'm working with the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon to send computers to Africa. I work with African ministers of education to send computers to Africa. I had a town hall meeting with 15 ministers of education from Africa. And I was able to celebrate Korean American Day at Nation's Capital in Washington, D.C. I'm consulting editor of mathematics textbook K through 8th. I'm senior advisor to Real Cause Hydrogen Energy Power in Korea to promote energy in Africa. I'm honored that Dr. Park gave me this opportunity to share my life story with you to glorify God. Thank you, and God bless you.